Hey ratbags, it's Jade today giving you the guide on how to defeat Paldius and Necromus and whether or not they're worth your time. These are obviously really endgame creatures. You can see they're both level 50. You won't be able to ride them, unlock their saddles until you get 49. These are part of the 5 legendary pals that you can find in the overworld, basically bosses not in the towers. It's a pretty tough fight, even tougher to capture them. Let's go over everything you need to know. So these guys do come as a pair. They've both got different abilities and elements though. Necromus here is a dark creature. So you want to be using any pals with dragon powers, especially to take on this guy. So you'll find them way in the northeast desert region. And they do obviously come as a pair. But fun fact, Paldius will take a nap during the night time normally, which means that you'll hopefully get a chance to take on Necromus on his own. But you will have to lure him away, and don't do that with a pal, because if a pal does any kind of AoE effect, it will pretty much wake up the other one. Definitely recommend this because if you fight them together, they are quite challenging. If both of them do get aggroed though, try and use some of the groves of trees as a way to kind of split them up. Only one slight problem with this, sometimes if you go too far away, if you have split one of them up, the other one might get glitched and killed instantly on some of the trees. Both of them have a pretty substantial charge attack that can do a lot of damage, and Necromus has a sustained attack that can do a huge amount of damage to you if you get pulled into it. It's actually quite hard to get out of. He also has a pretty ferocious ground attack where it will make a spike of dirt come out of the floor. But you will get a slight warning with the red AoE appearing, so just dodge out the way. Right here, right now, I am capture level 8 and it's still really challenging actually taking these down with obviously legendary spheres. And I stupidly took one more shot when I really shouldn't have. But you can see there's a big ball of fire that also he throws. So yeah, the first time I tried taking him on, it wasn't successful. The second time he glitched and died, and it was only on the third attempt I managed to get him. Definitely want to be moving sideways as much as possible because Paldius also has a beam attack like that, can do a huge amount of damage. He doesn't actually hit as hard as Necromus, but he is still relatively challenging. We'll have the ice spike ability, which will fire a huge ice bolt at you. Paldius is a neutral creature, so it will be very effective with any creatures that you have dark. So you may want to take 2 dragon, 2 dark, or a combination of both. I found Astragon was pretty good, as well as obviously Jet Dragon, but again these are both high level creatures. If you're doing this something a bit lower, maybe Otzenink would be pretty good. And there's certainly a lot of high level dark creatures that if you've leveled them up enough, or as long as you can keep their health up, you can just dodge around and let them do the work. They do roam far and wide over this area, so sometimes it can still be challenging trying to get hold of them. But fingers crossed, once you do, you'll be able to tap them. It took me a whole bunch of my actual spheres to eventually do it, and in between he was firing more of his icicles. So fire damage would also be good against this one. They both drop precious entrails, power ingots and ancient civilization parts, but Paldius drops diamonds and Necromus drops more souls. The usual stuff for their saddles, refined ingots, normal ingots, etc. I do believe it should be 4 points each to unlock it. Necromus is incredibly fast. In fact, I would actually put him at the same speed, maybe even faster than the Fentelope, which is obviously a lot of people assume is the quickest. But what he doesn't have is a larger jump, so maybe that's why it's still considered a Fentelope is the best. But absolutely, it can just zoom around very quickly indeed. It does have a double jump. Its base attack speed is in the 900s and it's got 2 powers that are definitely in the 150 range, the Rock Lance and the Dart Laser. Both Necromus and Paldius have the same work jobs, 2 lumbering, 2 mining. It's hard to tell these things, but I did feel like Paldius was slightly slower, only slightly, but he does have a triple jump, which is pretty unique compared to a lot of the other pals. He doesn't actually hit as hard as Necromus though, with his attack levels in the 800s or 700s even. In fact, I had to put some soul levels in him to make him a little bit stronger. The Power Blast is a level 150 power though, which is really good, and the Blizzard Spike is 130, so these are really high powerful abilities. Both pals seemingly want to eat a lot, so you are going to make sure you've got plenty of food to feed them. Hopefully you've watched my video talking about the unique pals that can spawn from certain parents, so you always get them guaranteed regardless of what pal level they are. These guys are part of the subset of them that only breedable by capturing two of the same. So if you want baby Paldiuses or baby Necromuses, you're going to have to go ahead and capture two of the same, and obviously making sure they're opposite genders to go ahead and get a baby. There's only 3 other creatures in the game exactly like that, so they are pretty unique in that respect, which means it is going to be tough to get a lion. But once you do, hopefully you'll be able to breed and maybe make them stronger by condensing or having a whole army of very close in terms of power level to the ones that you originally captured. So there we go, that's everything you need to know about these two. Like I said, very high level. You can focus on dodging and moving around the trees is your best bet, letting the pals do the work while you maybe pepper from range with an assault rifle or occasional rocket. You absolutely need your pal to be taking care of one of them while you distract the other, and maybe you could try placing your base, but this area's got a huge area of effect in where you can't place actually a pal box down, so you might not be able to cheese and just bring your whole base with 20 of your pals. Good luck facing off against them, and as always, I'll see you for more Palworld guides soon. Bye bye.